Hunting, gathering. These two words have been a part of our society for probably well over 12,000 years ago. The hunting and gathering culture is one that basically allows for a reliance to sustain life on hunting and fishing animals, foraging for wild vegetation and other nutrients such as honey for food. This has evolved through the many years that we've lived. And just as it's popular in human culture, you find that it's also popular in gaming culture too. Minecraft, or I should actually say, this particular mod, Pyrofishing, has somewhat of its own version or twist. Let's learn about that today. And thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to first point out we're going to go over two things today: the fish bag and the fish deliveries. A fish bag, to quickly summarize, it's as simple as the name comes. It is a bag in which you fill with fish. It could be with vanilla fish. It could be with the fish from Pyrofishing. What makes this bag special is instead of having to load up your inventory with certain fish for deliveries, you basically can have fish available in the fish bag to complete the task of deliveries. Now, you might be asking, what is deliveries? Well, it's an excellent way to make entropy and money, and every 180 fish that you catch, you basically will gain a new delivery. These boxes here represent delivery slots. As you increase the capacity of this through a skill, which I will go over in a moment, it allows you to basically stockpile more deliveries. The first delivery, for example, that I have is for Miku, which has a requirement of 3 silver tier fish and 1 golden fish, or one style of golden fish. As I collect fish, and if I put it inside of my fish bag, if I happen to fish in the correct biomes to catch each of these fish, then as long as the fish is in my fish bag or in my inventory, I can complete the delivery. Now, with the rundown of the deliveries, you'll notice it says time to deliver. Time to deliver implies the amount of time it takes to collect on that delivery. So when I complete this order, and I click on it and submit the order, it'll take me 1 hour to collect the reward from the order itself. This was mainly set up as kind of a beginning factor that you would eventually be able to reduce or lower, allowing you to make sure that you have the ability to get things gathered up and taken care of in full. Now, below here you'll notice that there is a set of skills. The first skill is increased capacity. You essentially can increase your extra slots. So where you see this lock slot, I'm going to click it and it will show what looks like a bar, and perfect. I've upgraded and increased the capacity by 1, and now I can earn a 4th delivery if I keep fishing. The next ability, Overclocked, reduces the amount of time deliveries take. Notice that you can upgrade this. Same with the capacity, several levels. These skills can be upgradable and can revolutionize how you complete deliveries. In this case, you can upgrade this 20 times, reducing the levels bit by bit, making what would be a 1 hour wait into something potentially less. The next skill is Expert Deliver, reducing the amount of fish needed for normal deliveries. So a normal delivery would be one of a 1-star notion. I need 10 red snapper or 10 butterfish. The actual fish requirement here can be reduced to, let's say, 8 of each, 6 of each. It depends on what level your expert deliverer is, and notice that it does have a pretty hefty cost, but can mean that you save on a large number of fish down the line as you become better at deliveries. Now, this one I love the most, and that is the skill perk of Pay Rise. Pay Rise allows you to earn more entropy from handling fish. And in terms of this, with each delivery that is completed, you notice that there's an entropy reward at the very bottom. You can increase the reward of entropy for deliveries as you progress this skill. In this case, it goes up by 1.025% entropy. It doesn't look like much, but notice that you can upgrade this 100 levels as well. And it doesn't cost way too much entropy at the beginning to upgrade. With 100 levels upgraded down the line, I could imagine that this will become a very efficient means of making a very unbelievably large amount of entropy for every delivery that you complete. And this is something that will come in handy as a way for you to craft further augments and potentially profit off of the system itself, as other fishermen may desire to purchase entropy overall. The last one is Lucky Charm. It reduces the amount of fish that you need to obtain basically for a delivery on a fish. So in terms of that, I would probably state that this could be applied or works kind of in tandem with the expert deliver to a degree. So this one reduces the amount of fish needed for a delivery or per delivery. This one, you basically, I believe, get one category that would be used to reduce a certain section of the fish. So instead of imagine having to get 18 blackfin tuna, that you would be able to get 11. So Lucky Charms should work in that manner or in that way overall. With that being said, that basically covers the deliveries and the fish bag. These two things I tend to notice most players go for either on the early or end game spectrum of fishing. For those who are in the early game of fishing, I tend to say that it usually works the best when you have other people within a server that also fish and capture only fish of one particular biome. So that way, when you need to search for a fish, you basically can approach that person and potentially buy it off of them for substantially cheaper than what it would normally cost or the amount of time it would normally take you to get that fish yourself. And if you're curious about how to go over and identify where to get particular fish, as I have made on a previous video, you would just simply need to go to the codex, go to the correctly color-coded, set for the fish, and then simply hover, look for the fish in particular, and it will tell you how many or it will tell you basically all the information you need to know on catching the fish. With that being said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an excellent day today. Goodbye.